What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we are jumping in with another Destiny 2 Edge of Fate video, or actually, technically this is a Season of Reclamation video, I think that's what it's called. But in this one we're going to break down the Eververse inventory, specifically focusing on items that will be available for Silver and Bright Dust in this season. You guys who've been around for a while know that we do this video regularly, season over season, with the overall objective being to let you guys know which items are going to come up for Bright Dust in the future. Most of them will have options to purchase for Silver. They tend to be sold for Silver before Bright Dust, but if you see anything on this list that you really like the look of and want to spend Bright Dust instead of Silver, then hopefully this video will help you out. And we will highlight a few additional cosmetic items this episode, this season, this year, whatever they call it now, which will of course be Silver only. So if you guys find the video helpful, get subscribed to the channel as we've got loads more Edge of Fate stuff to cover. But otherwise, now let's get into it. And initially, gotta give a big shout out to todayindestiny.com as they have a full breakdown of the Eververse items for the season with the associated costs. So we'll link the site down below if you want to check it out that way. But getting into items initially, we'll speak about armor. And it's worth highlighting that the Stasis themed armor sets from a couple of seasons back are going to be sold again this season for Bright Dust, and they'll cost 1200 Bright Dust each. The same will apply to things like the Nightly Noir set or the Painted Kitsune set, which are returning from previous seasons, so look out for those. Otherwise, a quick mention for the Solstice armor this year. This image shows a better look at what the sets will actually look like in full, but like most event sets, they'll be sold for similar prices, so the costs include 1500 Silver or 6000 Bright Dust for the Solstice stuff this year. Bungie are also going to sell last year's Solstice armor with the same costs applied, so there'll be the option to spend cash or Bright Dust. And otherwise, the rest of the legendary things for this episode currently are listed as Silver only, so that includes things like the Vex set, which are pretty nice with the holographic glows and stuff. They'll be up for 1500 Silver. Then there's the Black Letter set, or the sort of stained glass sets of armor, which will have the same cost. And we're additionally going to see a kind of gladiator themed set, which is pretty wild for Titans. And finally, there is the Optica Lion styled sets. But for a few of these armor sets, even though they're listed as Silver only right now, Bungie have said that they will appear for Bright Dust in the future. Exactly when that will be isn't clear. It could be in future seasons, but I get a sneaky feeling that given that seasons are going to be broken up into two kind of phases now, with us getting Ash and Iron in September, which is the continuation of the current season, Bungie may actually update these inventories and some of these armor sets might come up for Bright Dust after September, so worth keeping those in mind. But let's move on to exotic weapon ornaments. Firstly, we have Oracular, which is a conditional finality ornament with a Trials of Osiris style. That's pretty cool. The costs are listed as 700 Silver or 1250 Bright Dust, so it won't be Silver exclusive, but you'll probably have to wait longer if you want to spend Bright Dust instead. Only other caveat for that one is that when it was shared on social media before Edge of Fate, there was mention that you may have to go flawless in Trials to actually unlock the ability to purchase it. That hasn't been directly confirmed by Bungie, I don't believe, but an extra thing worth keeping in mind. Otherwise, there's a nice new ornament for the Kvostov, which is actually old school Leviathan themes, so looking quite similar to the Leviathan legendary weapons or the ornament for the Legend of Acrius, for instance. And this one will sell for 700 Silver, but will also feature for 1250 Bright Dust, so keep that in mind. And otherwise, we're going to be looking at heresy items coming back, so things like the Twin Souled ornament for Barad-Dyad, that'll cost 700 Silver or 1250 Bright Dust, so if you missed them before, they'll come up for Bright Dust again this episode. There's the Final Dictum, which is one of the Ergo Sun ornaments, and that will be 1250 Bright Dust this season. Otherwise, the Heavy Duty ornament for Polaris Lance will come back up, as will the Ostroraptor ornament for Hawkmoon, which is actually a really nice one. That will be featured for Silver this season as well, but can be grabbed for 1250 Bright Dust if you want it. The other weapon ornaments, though, currently are listed as Silver only, so that includes the Synthetic Connection ornament for Buried Bloodline, definitely a cool one, a new ornament for Ergo Sun, which is called Sweet Spoken, and one of the first Icebreaker ornaments, which is Without Ceremony, kind of a Tex Mechanica themed one. And finally, the Microcosm ornament, which is Bray Reductive. All four of these will come up for 700 Silver. They're listed as Silver only, but again, the caveat that could change after September. Overall though, it means only a couple of new weapon ornaments, which will also sell for Bright Dust, or at least are listed to do that. Next up, let's get on to exotic ghost shells. There are things that are featured in bundles, like the Leofire shell, and that's the kind of glowing fighting lion styled stuff. There are the 2 silver costs, because it'll be featured in the bundle and separately, but it is also going to be featured separately for Bright Dust, and it will be 2850 Bright Dust. We're also getting the conditional shell, a conditional finality themed ghost, which is cool. Again, it will appear in different places for silver, but will sell for 2850 Bright Dust, and the same costs will apply to the dropped beat shell. And interestingly, Bungie will feature the Fantastic Shell from a previous season, and that will come up at 600 silver or 2850 Bright Dust as well. Otherwise, you can see a general overview of the ghost shells, which will be featured in Eververse this season. And of course, quite a few of them will be linked to Solstice as well. But when we roll around to Solstice, I'll probably cover all of that inventory in a separate video. Next, for the sparrows though, this one actually Bungie showed off some concept art for a few months back, but it's the Cyber Jockey exotic sparrow, again with multiple silver costs featured individually and in bundles, but it will sell individually for 2500 Bright Dust at some point. There's the sparrow from that fighting lion styled set, the face of the lion, which will come up with the same associated costs. And then we've got the one end exotic sparrow, that's the conditional finality styled one. And finally, Bungie will feature Winning Streak again for 2400 silver or 2500 Bright Dust. Otherwise, there's a general thumbnail overview for the featured sparrows selling for Bright Dust this season. Next up, for exotic ships, we have the Perfect Splice. Associated costs for these sparrows will be 800 silver individually, 2200 silver in the bundle, or 2000 Bright Dust when it comes up. The same costs apply to the Soundspeed Skipper exotic ship, which kind of matches that sparrow we just mentioned. And otherwise, there are things like the Confidence of Command, a Commander Zavala themed ship, and then returning things like Wings of the Firebird, which will sell for 800 silver or 2500 Bright Dust. Plus Bungie are featuring the Archangel's Might ship again for 800 silver or 2000 Bright Dust. And here's the overview of the thumbnails for featured ships this season. A couple of new ghost projections are coming up as well. There's the cool Kakapo projection, or Kakapoo, however you say that, which will sell for 200 silver or 1500 Bright Dust. Then we're getting a couple of character-themed ones, so there's the Gourmet projection with the Drifter on it, and the Nose Goes projection, which is actually a Cade one, which is cool. Otherwise, for new shaders coming up for Bright Dust, actually, there's only one, and that's Primer, which is featured in Eververse on the first week of Edge of Fate. So otherwise, we'll be looking at returning shaders populating the inventory for the most part. A quick mention for exotic armor ornaments, though. Unfortunately, according to the listings, there aren't any new ones which will be available for Bright Dust. They'll instead all come up for 600 Bright Dust, with the possibility that some may be available for Bright Dust after September with Ash and Iron. But we've got the Pretender's Crown, which is a Wormhusk crown ornament, giving Wormhusk almost sort of Eternal Warrior themes. Then there is the European Plate for Renewal Grasps, which is a pretty wild looking ornament, to be fair. Actually kind of cool. Otherwise, the Worm God Prophet for the Worm God Caress, of course, and the Wind Blasted ornament, which is a new one for Icefall Mantle. The last couple, though, include the Tactihive ornament for Verity's Brow, which is sort of reminiscent of Splinter Cell. And finally, we have Pixel Sight for the Speaker's Sight. So certainly, these will be silver only in the next couple of months. But even if we have to wait till after Renegades, they will eventually come up for Bright Dust, the majority of them. So for today, guys, that's the breakdown of the Eververse inventory. Obviously, it's not every single cosmetic item available this season, but it's all of the stuff that we know has Bright Dust and silver costs associated with it. So it at least helps you plan a little bit if there are any particular things you are looking out for. So let me know any that you're excited to pick up down in the comment section. If you found the video today helpful, drop us a rating and a comment. Plus, get subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you get updates regarding Destiny as soon as they're available. Otherwise, thank you so much for all of the support, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.